if I have like 1 lakh rupees, can I open a PMS?
Mutual funds definitely is something which is more a retail focused kind of a product. PMS is a niche product and it is for a certain targeted investors. SEBI has mandated a minimum ticket size of 50 lakhs for portfolio management services. So even if it is 49 lakhs 99,999, then the account can't be activated.
Okay.
You take one step forward only if you understand. Don't try to blindly say that as long as that person gives me the returns, I'm okay with it. Don't have that blind eye towards how the money really comes back to you. Right. In the sense, you don't need to have more IQ to manage money, but you need to have more emotional stability. And that is what we're trying to provide to our clients.
Any person having reasonable corpus, first thing what comes to your mind is, what business shall I start? Because that's the way you make money. Now there are 1,000 businesses available. 80-90% of the businesses die. There comes a solution like PMS.
Just because you're 50 lakh, we don't recommend you should go for PMS. It's not just a sales for us. If some person who's 70 years and say that I don't have any other PF money, I don't have any FD, I have only 50 lakhs, we'll not see put into equity or PMS because they need the money for a purpose. Finding that is what we would like to do.
Before shortlisting any fund, what you need to be mindful about is what is the core strength of that fund manager and what is the objective which the fund manager himself has set for himself.
Hello, welcome to HNI, highly knowledgeable investor powered by Pygmalion. This is the show where we unpack wealth, not with technical jargon, but with the portfolios, the principles, and most importantly, the people behind it. My name is Punarvas, I'm your host, and together we'll explore how smart money is created and moves across generations. And welcome to the very first episode of our podcast, Behind the Scenes, PMS, People, and the Pygmalion Way. I am joined today by two gentlemen, Chinmaya and Srikant, who spend their day thinking about what your money should be doing. So before we dive into this fancy topic of PMS, no, that's not what you're thinking about, not that PMS, let's have them introduce themselves very quickly and let me ask them what you guys do apart from the times when you'll be speaking about PMS to confused people at family gatherings. Over to you, Chinmay.
Yeah. Hi Punar, hi Sri. Myself, CA Chinmaya Hegde. By profession qualification, I'm a chartered accountant. By designation, I am a chief operating officer at Pygmalion.
Okay.
But by intention and by actions, we just solve problems of our clients.
Perfect.
In that process, we also solve our own problems.
So you're a problem solver.
Yeah. And in the process of solving our own problems, we try to find the same solutions to our clients as well. So that's what we do day in and day out in the field of investment, insurance or related to the will and things on those lines.
Perfect. What about you, Srikant?
Hi Punar, hi Chinmay. So I'm Srikant, CA again by qualification, and so I'm part of the core co-founding team of Pygmalion, and I've been given a funny designation of CEO, and but I wear multiple hats, whatever the organization needs. Basically, I'm into client-facing, business development, as well as, operations streamlining at Pygmalion. But it's a learning journey. While how the money management is not, one template which is going to suit all the time.
Right.
There is nothing that, this is what we do. So it's a learning journey and learning with the journey at Pygmalion.
Perfect. Right. Welcome to the show. First question, which is all on our mind. What exactly is PMS? We know it is portfolio management services, but can you just break it down for us? How is it different from mutual funds or any other investment option that any person would have? Chinmay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, PMS, portfolio management services. But for me, it is a professionally managed trust. Ultimately, whether we call PMS or equity, or actually even if you think like an insurance or LIC, PF, ultimately every money goes to market.
Right.
And even if you're working in a company, you get paid salary, and salary is paid by the company which does the business. So ultimately everything goes to the, all rivers reaches the same ocean kind of thing. So in that sense, PMS is a SEBI regulated in a format, a structure which exists,
okay,
which I would say it's one of the unique opportunities available in India as well. Again, regulated by SEBI. So portfolio management services are the set of organizations, fund managers who provide the customized specific services in managing the equity portfolio of clients in their name. Usually what happens, whether it is mutual funds or anywhere else, it's a fund structure. In the sense, you give the money to them and they will have the pool of money and they manage.
Right.
You can call by different names. So in PMS, the money will be in your name, the stocks will be held in your name. So it's as good as you doing it. But only difference is you don't do it, somebody else will do it for you. And they take a share of called as fees or remuneration, whatever we can call it. So particularly it is it's a structure made to be specific HNI, where the stocks are managed according to the customized portfolio in the name of the clients.
Okay, so if mutual fund is like a buffet, you're saying the PMS is like a private chef cooking the stuff for you. Is that how the analogy that we can take?
Definitely you can have those parallels there.
Okay,
yes.
so now if I have like 1 lakh rupees, can I open a PMS? What is the minimum size that we need? Of course, I said private chef, which means, 1 lakh may not work. So what exactly do I need to invest in a PMS?
Mutual funds definitely is something which is more a retail focused kind of a product. PMS is a niche product and it is for a certain targeted investors.
Right.
And what we mean by that is like highly knowledgeable investor stands for HNI. So what HNI means is someone who has sizable investable surplus, right? So SEBI has mandated a minimum ticket size of 50 lakhs for portfolio management services.
Understood.
And so that is the minimum ticket size. So someone who wants to start their investment journey through a PMS, then they should be able to invest about 50 lakhs plus.
Okay.
So even if it is 49 lakhs 99,999, then the account can't be activated.
Okay. So that's after 50 lakhs, is there any one more size of 50 lakhs or you can invest whatever you want? How does that work?
So this is internal policies of each fund house, each PMS firms. Someone who wants to take a certain ticket size based kind of a thing, but the law is very silent on that. So there is no such minimum or maximum which can be topped up above 50 lakhs. So there are some firms who have internal guidelines that regulatory freedom is available, which they can set up for themselves.
Right. Great. So wealth managers generally say, I listen to the radio also, they say investment is subject to market risk. Please read the offer document carefully before investing, all that. And we are RCB fans for the last 18, I'm sure even you are.
Yeah,
the past 17 years, we've always been like, Ee Sala Cup Namde, but then eventually we'll be like, Mundin Sala Cup Namde, it's going to be next time. We know the risks involved. So let's play devil's advocate. What are the risks involved in this investing in PMS, and of course what does our taxman have to say about all this? Chinmaya, maybe you can take this.
Just to add RCB point there.
Yeah.
Next time also we'll tell ESCN, which is Ee Salanu Cup Namde.
Yeah, the good one. So I hope even in PMS when we invest, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, you have to expect those kind of things.
Right.
But looking at from a slightly first angle or a first principle point of view, if you think what is risk, in my opinion, risk comes when we don't know certain things.
Right.
It is not that we know what is going to happen. In fact, anything can happen to anybody at any point in time. Again, I'll take one step backwards. And many people do ask me this question of, is equity itself is a risk? Is stock market is risk? Is it gambling? From Harshad Mehta days to latest, the scam keeps happening.
Right.
So people I'll always have that doubt of should we invest in market or equity or PMS or mutual funds. The only main thing you have to keep it in mind is risk is there everywhere. The more you know it, the less uncertain you become, the more confident you become. So if somebody asks you, can you put, let's say, 90% of your money into crypto?
Okay.
Obviously, nobody will say, don't put it. How much ever they might be working in crypto, how much ever they might be battling for crypto that will come in the future, nobody will put 90% of their assets simply because they don't have confidence, because they don't know what will going to happen.
Right.
So in that sense, just like any other equity, PMS has that risk of the stock up and prices going up and down. So that risk continues to be here as well. Right. In addition to that, the risk what they have to keep it in mind is, again, these are the things which we observed. Who is the one who managing it? So ultimately, even if you keep the PMS thing aside, you give the money to somebody else, let's say your friend or a friend's friend. how does he going to manage it? The more you have less knowledge about it, the more risk you feel about it.
Right.
And PMS is one of the product that we have chosen as a company, as an organization, for that purpose. You will have more comfort.
Okay.
Because like when you have a PMS, you get the statements, whatever the frequency that organization sets. You know which are the stocks that you own, and when is the stock purchased, when is the stock sold. You will have complete transparency about it, which usually is not there in other investment products.
Right.
So in that sense, you have more transparency, you have more information. Of course, that will make you read more. Definitely, if you put effort, you'll become more knowledgeable, and you'll be able to get the best benefit from PMS. So as such, from the risk point of view, there are many other risks available. As I told you, if you don't know the person who's managing it, the institution doing it, if you completely blindly trust them, that is a risk that you always have to carry. If it is done through us, we will ensure those checks and balances in place, that what are the stocks being purchased, what are the investment philosophy that they are in, who are the people behind it. So these are the things we try to do from our organization side. So after all these things, the only risk that the client have to face is uncertainty of prices going up and down.
Okay.
And in the long term, if you own the strong, high quality businesses, stay remaining invested, you will be assured of, I don't know if I can use the word you'll be assured, but you will be confident of getting the reasonable returns if you stay invested in long time and with high quality businesses.
Perfect. So now, since we are chartered accountants, we know that there are probably around 2 lakh to 2.5 lakh living CAs in India. How is this PMS market? Fund managers, how are they elite, or is it like Bangalore traffic? Every Tom, Dick and Harry can become, anybody who bought a stock which doubled, can he become a fund manager? Or how is this? How is this space here? Is it an elite book club, or is it anybody who has the skill can become a PMS fund manager? Srikant, you want to take this?
Yeah. So, like there are about 400 plus portfolio managers.
400 plus across
400
India?
plus
Okay.
who are licensed from SEBI.
Okay.
Like mutual fund definitely is very highly regulated product, and PMS as well is a regulated product. But
Right.
there are provisions for offering boutique kind of a service, right? So from the 400 plus portfolio managers, so everywhere it's a problem of choice,
Right.
So there are 400 plus, and which is the one which is suitable to you, and what are the parameters, like whatever Chinmay just touched upon a few things, just to be a little more specific there. For you to make a choice, you need to be aware of it. You have to have the knowledge of the nitty-gritties of it.
Right.
From that, the factors are definitely whether it is any equity product for that matter. It doesn't have to be any of the products that we mentioned. Equity risk, the market risk, whatever is there, macro, it's going to apply to that.
Right.
But the person who is going to manage it, and the objective which is set, the clarity of it, and your meeting of those requirements, right? Like, if the objectives are meeting your requirements, then there is meeting of minds, meeting of requirements.
Right.
Then the journey is going to be smoother.
Right.
So there are 400 plus, but how do you make a choice is going to be a game changer.
Okay. So, it's a good, interesting thought, but this is what I find more interesting. Pygmalion doesn't have its own funds as such, yet PMS seems to be central to your advisory approach. Why can't Pygmalion be a PMS? Just an honest question.
While, there are so many things which we can do, like Chinmay, I know Chinmay for a very long period of time.
Yeah,
so there are some witty lines which he shares. Like, so one thing he says is, just because you can do, you don't have to do it.
Correct.
Right? So while
you can't
there
follow
are
Nike approach, just do it for everything. Yeah.
Right. So there are good quality fund managers, and you can't be the master of everything.
Right.
And if you are good at it, even for the fund managers for that matter, we are not offering one single PMS.
Okay.
Right. We are offering multiple ones.
We'll come to that.
Right.
Interesting.
Why do we do that? And that is the reason, one of the main reasons why we have not ventured into that.
Understood.
So there are portfolio management services firms which offer multiple strategies, right? But we have our learning has been, when we are coming up with multiple schemes and strategies, that's typically a mutual fund way, right? So that's the way the market functions. But there are some challenges. We have some discomfort there. But what we are good at is something which we would like to focus on. What we are good at is understanding the requirements better from the client's end, and understanding the nitty-gritties of the solutions which are available in the market.
Right.
And take up something which nobody else is willing to do. People are not ready to get their hands dirty, and we are happy to take that thing.
Perfect. So there's one more thing which I really want to get into now. This is the good stuff. How do you actually pick a fund manager? Because is it like the Triwizard tournament in Harry Potter where you throw some names and something comes up, or is it just, of course, we all watch movies and we know the importance, though it's underplayed, importance of a casting director. The casting has to be perfect, that particular character. Only then the movie will work. Of course, you have the other directors, producers, etc. But the casting director has an important role. Even the scouting team in every, franchise. Mumbai seems to have the best scouting team, and in this time RCB came good, and we've got one of the best teams that we had over the past 18 years, just to link it to cricket.
Correct.
So you guys are the casting directors, you guys are the scouting teams. How do you do it? So this is a very thing. I want you to break it down and explain how do you choose fund managers, because of course the client should be happy, and you also need to see something in these fund managers. Do you see like a Sachin Tendulkar like consistency, or a Rahul Dravid type defense mechanism, or will you go all aggressive like Sehwag? How is it done?
Yeah. Sure. I would let Srikant answer that part. Like we do things like whether the fund manager is the owner of the fund.
Okay.
And how many years they're into that business, and those things. We have few qualities. I'll let Srikant answer that. But I'll just answer one step backside.
Right.
How do we do it, or why do we do it? Essentially, Pygmalion is an intermediary. There are people who have problems, and there are people who offer solutions to it. So HNIs or individuals have money, and fund manager manages the money. And in between, we are the intermediary. The intermediaries are called by different names. You can call advisor, distributor, or just a registered investment advisor. There are so many names around it, or family office kind of thing. But what we do essentially is we try to connect both.
Okay.
There is a problem, there's a solution, try to connect it. And in this business, specifically in the investment or financial industry, many intermediaries don't connect the two dots.
Okay.
They let the client separate, they let the fund manager separate.
Okay. Why is that?
Because they feel insecure.
Okay.
Because if you let the fund manager go and speak to a client, why does the fund manager come to you, or why does the client come to you?
Right.
Because they are the ones who manage amount themselves. On the other side, that's what I have not seen anybody who try to connect both, mostly. Whereas here we encourage that. And we don't feel any insecurity, and the more they connect, the more confident we get.
Understood.
Because we build on relationships, and the longer the relationships, longer the wealth also. It's all things are getting compounded. So in that sense, we are not a block, we are a bridge.
Brilliant.
We try
nice
to
analogy.
connect both. So because we connect the fund manager, the client will get more confident. To answer to your previous question of risk, that risk, because they don't know who manages money, how they manage money, we try to bring the transparency out. People get more confidence.
Right.
And one is more equity returns, other is they'll be able to allocate more money.
Understood.
So just put into a perspective of, again, what exactly you do. Simple objective, let's say wealth has to be generated, 3 people contribute to it. One client earns money, fund manager manages money, and we try to ensure that what they earn gets into the hands of fund manager so that they get the maximum benefit out of it. Right. Those are 3 blocks that we do. Okay. And in that sense, how do we do it? Fundamental principle is very simple. If you do it for yourself, how you do it? Like if I have to identify a person who managed my money, what are the things I would look at it? Those are the qualities broadly we would like to do it. So what specific things we do it, I would like Srikant do.
Yes. So what are the parameters that you look into, Srikant, in selecting a fund manager? Because some might be very aggressive and the client may want that person, but you may have your own thoughts to it, and you will say, no, let's go with this guy, right? Why would you choose A over B? So what is your logic?
So our idea is not to go towards someone who has always been the best performer.
Great. Okay.
Or someone who, definitely not someone who is not performing, right? So we will see someone who is able to consistently deliver value,
Okay.
right? And there are certain internal checks and balances that we have in terms of due diligence that we do, right? And we are not in a rush to add any firm on every now and then.
Understood.
Right? So we have to make sure that any new player that we are boarding, they have to add some uniqueness. They have to add some additional value.
Okay.
Right? And how do we identify these fund houses? While we meet, pretty much we are open to meet anyone, right? But what we are trying to see when we are meeting them is who owns the firm, who runs the show,
Okay.
what is their experience,
Okay.
and how has been their track record,
Understood.
right? In various number terms and qualitative and
How
quantitative
many years
aspects.
do you see the track record, if I may ask? I mean, just as a ballpark figure.
See, if someone who has at least 15 years, 10 to 15 years plus kind of experience managing public money,
Right.
why we do that is in the market, experience matters a lot.
Understood.
Right? And cycles repeat, but in different cycles, how to play your game right? How do you navigate across various market events? That is very important. Like whether it is COVID, definitely COVID is something a first time experience for anyone,
us,
right?
yeah.
For all of us. But what happens as a result of facing multiple market events or multiple such uncertainties is you will refine your process, right? The process is so refined that it is able to withstand the various uncertainties. That's the risk, right? So risk management is the core.
Right.
So how good is the risk management? How good is the execution capability? And definitely the team around and other things that we look for. So that's how we solve this problem of choice.
Understood. Very good. Chinmaya said a very good thing that we are not a wall but a bridge. But is there, I mean, has there been an experience where they would try to burn the bridge and bypass you? Which obviously comes to my next question, the awkward question. What are the charges involved if I were an individual? In fact, of course, I am a client of Pygmalion, I know that, but I must just asking any person if he wants to invest in a PMS, what would the charges be? Any of you can take it.
Yeah. So there are various kind of fee models,
Right.
which are adopted by the market, right? And so basically to make this as simple as possible,
Right.
So either it is pure performance fee sharing model,
Okay.
where you deliver returns and you take your fees. That is you as in portfolio manager.
Portfolio manager, yes.
And there is something called as hybrid model,
Okay.
where there is a component of fixed management fee. While fixed, you'll have to take it it is on a daily NAV generally, right? And in that there is a certain hurdle, and any returns above certain hurdle there is a performance fee sharing, right? So that is hybrid model. Then there are a few where they offer only fixed, or there is a fixed fee percentage model, right? So there is no profit sharing, nothing, there is no hurdle whatsoever. So you are ready to share a percentage of your AUM. So that is another model. So it sums down to these three, and which covers pretty much every option available in the market.
Okay. And as a bridge, what are the services that you provide? Now, why should I choose Pygmalion? Just a general question, because there are a lot of players in the market. What is your USP? What do you do different than others? I know it, but I think everyone should know it.
To be honest, our intention is not to do different things.
Okay.
Our intention is to do the right things.
Perfect.
And in that process, we become different. So that will basically talk about how usually people, package into it. And I would also request each and everyone, especially any investment, be it equity investment or, in mutual funds, direct equity, anywhere they do. I only request them one thing: you take one step forward only if you understand. To the extent you can. Don't try to blindly say that as long as that person gives me the returns, I'm okay with it. Don't have that blind eye towards how the money really comes back to you, because you would have put that money in, you would have earned that in your hard work and your profession, your skills, and don't let that get managed without you being understanding how they do it. Of course, you don't interfere, but you have to understand it.
Right.
So what we do different things differently, it's only that we try to ensure that we understand first, who is the person, what is the background, what is their family, what is their experience. And we try to spend maximum time with the clients.
Okay.
So again, to answer your previous question of why you don't manage your own PMS, because our opinion, even actually Warren Buffett also mentioned, to make money in market, you don't have to have a higher IQ, you need to have more EQ kind of thing. In the sense, you don't need to have more IQ to manage money.
Correct.
But you need to have more emotional stability. And that is what we are trying to provide to our clients. So we don't try to have a general gathering and say you should do this. We try to speak to each and every individual and understand their requirement and provide the solution. And to be honest, people who don't have too many different problems. It is in different forms it comes.
Right.
We just have to ensure that this solution is what they're looking for. Just to add one more point to that, in the sense of this new age thing, data, numbers, I think many people can get lost. Because again, AI is coming, ChatGPT can answer any question.
Yeah.
And even Altman himself, he told that
question again, it'll get confused. That's another thing.
I know he himself has actually one of the interview told that AI can hallucinate.
It can, yeah.
So be very careful when you depend answers on that and you take a decisions. Of course, it's a useful tool.
Right.
But I mean, in my opinion, AI should be a servant but not a master. Ultimately, you should drive it. So in that sense, there are a lot of noise in the market, lot of complexities, the words, derivative, options, futures, debt mutual funds, liquid mutual funds, hybrid, multi-asset, PMS is one of them, insurance. So mostly it is people make money by your ignorance. That's my observation.
Ignorance is not bliss anymore. Yeah.
And you don't know until it happens. So usually that's why many people stay away from this, say that I don't want to take that chance. I don't understand. Let me be away from it completely.
Right.
We try to do that awareness job, education job, knowledgeable job, not by doing teachings, but ensuring that we provide the comfort.
Perfect.
So that's what essentially we do.
Right. So we all come from middle class families, and the first thing they ask is kitna deta hai for everything, right? When you buy a vehicle, there was an advertisement also where he was seeing a rocket and he asked the scientist kitna deta hai. So that is a general question we know in PMS.
Yeah.
But a normal person, if he wants to invest in PMS, let's say he has 50 lakh in disposable income, what are the 3 questions that every investor should ask you or to a fund manager, apart from the general question, kitna deta hai? And you can answer that also, kitna deta hai PMS. Apart from that, the other 3 things that an investor should know, that what I should ask these fund managers. Each of you can probably take a couple of things here.
See, firstly, let's go slightly deeper in how this PMS functions, right? So, or who should look for it.
Right.
Now, any person having a reasonable corpus, right? First thing what comes to your mind is, what business shall I start? Right? Because that's the way you make money.
Right.
Right. If you keep the money in just the locker or something, it's not going to add value to you.
Right.
That's a known fact, right? So now, which business to start? Now there are 1,000 businesses available. What is your idea? How are you going to make it run? And the mortality rates of businesses, it's 80-90% of the businesses die.
True.
And how many businesses are able to travel the journey of completing decades of successful journey and delivering consistent value to the investors?
Right.
So there comes a solution like PMS. While mutual fund is also a similar solution, there it is like, I want to just give a quick comparison between the two.
Please.
Right? Yeah. So where in a mutual fund, it is like you are traveling in a bus, BMTC bus or whatever, right? Whereas here you are choosing the car and you are choosing the driver, right? So now you know how the driver is going to drive. You know what your destination is, and as long as you believe in the sturdiness of the car, the experience and everything, and you know the chauffeur, you have very, very clearly communicated what you need, right? So where you need to reach and all that. So he will take you. If he is not able to take you that journey, then he has to, if he's a sensible guy, he has to tell you that he'll not be able to do that. So in a portfolio management services, this is the journey that you want to reach, and I have a reasonable corpus. So the fund manager here is going to help you, construct a portfolio of good quality companies and it is not carved in stone, and it is not going to be fixed for life kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So it needs to be keep churned on whenever there is a need. So what I generally tell is the great business to do is invest in good quality businesses. So that is the objective that I feel we are trying to do through PMS, right? So you know which are the quality of businesses. The fund manager, who is a great professional, who understands, who eats, drinks, and sleeps research and investment ideas. So they will do their job, and you are trying to evaluate their strategies and what are the kind of companies they are going to buy. And am I okay, or I am willing to have a portfolio or a basket of those companies, right? And when I am doing it, am I willing to share a certain profit from it? Right. So I have corpus, or my client has corpus, the fund manager has the knowledge, and when they both come together, they bring in the corpus, they bring in the knowledge, the value generated, profits are shared between the two. So it's pure business. What happens in portfolio management services, right? Yeah. So before shortlisting any fund, right? So what you need to be mindful about is what is the core strength of that fund manager, and what is the objective which the fund manager himself has set for himself, right? And what is your objective? And how do you evaluate that is maybe like get an idea of what the fund is trying to do, how they are trying to play the market, and what is the kind of portfolio that they would like to construct. Are they going to follow a model portfolio approach, or how they are going to construct the portfolio when you are going to add money? And what is there are two types of basically the fund managers or the players in the market. One who is looking at growing their business by adding clients at whatever cost. And then there are someone who wants to grow organically.
Right.
So how do you evaluate that is you can do your homework, or you should be helped with your intermediary that you're dealing with, right? So if the player is able to grow organically and not focusing on growing overnight,
right,
and is ready to travel the journey, right? Greed is the biggest fear factor, biggest factor in this. So how greedy the person is, and how he is going to play the market, right? So that I feel that is something which you need to be mindful about. And the costs and other things are all eventual part of it, like that you will get to know. But main thing is, what is the investment philosophy, and what is the ethos, pathos, how do you get to know about it? So, and one major challenge, however, let me tell you is access to the fund managers is not that easy.
Right.
What you're going to do is you'll meet the person who is part of the team.
Okay.
But how much truth is being communicated is something which you need to be aware of.
Do you also introduce your clients to the fund managers themselves or their team? Generally, how does it work typically?
See, the first and foremost thing is, are we able to communicate the right thing, what the fund manager wants us to communicate to the clients? Right. If not, there is a conflict. You are trying to make promises which you can't deliver, right? Whether you talk to the fund manager or you don't talk to the fund manager, your objective, if it is not met, then the end customer will raise questions.
Perfect.
It is not like a mutual fund, right, where you'll go on Twitter, you'll post something, and it very well says, like, every with such minute text, they very clearly say that, everything is to protect us.
Correct.
Not to protect your money, right? Whereas here it is, some people are coming forward and saying that, so basically it is a service, right? It is not just a product that you're going to buy when it is coming to portfolio management services. So wherever there is a need, we definitely bring in the fund managers, and we prefer bringing in fund managers to meet the clients on a certain set periodic basis that is based on the client's requirement as well. And there are certain clients who say, like, I don't want to meet the fund manager.
Okay.
So, but there are some who are like quite knowledgeable and who wants to get into the thought flow of the fund manager. So they want to meet. And sometimes the frequency is slightly higher than the general average.
Okay.
So that is definitely possible, and we do facilitate that.
Great. And Chinmay, want to
I'll
add?
just add one small point.
Yes.
To your first question of if you have 50 lakhs, what you should do?
Yeah.
You should come to us. And if you don't have 50 lakhs, what you should do? You should come to us.
Okay.
We'll find a way. We'll be with you until you find, and many more on that.
Until you make it 50 lakhs.
And more and more.
Okay.
Wanted to add that because, and just because you have 50 lakh, we don't recommend you should go for PMS. It's not just a sales for us, and you have money and we make money from
Basically,
your money.
look into the client's appetite and
is it required? Like if some person who's 70 years and say that I don't have any other PF money, I don't have any FD, I have only 50 lakhs, we'll not see put into equity or PMS because they need the money for a purpose. So finding that is what we would like to do it.
So this actually, this was the name of our podcast, like behind the scenes, PMS and the people, and I think, and the Pygmalion way. I think this is the Pygmalion way.
Definitely, it is. Again, as I can repeat myself, I mean, I might find it repeating myself. The way what we would like to do is, if you were to do it in a perfect ideal world, what is the solution you want? And within the available world, what is the best suitable in that direction?
Right.
So you have money, you need some professional person to manage it, and we try to find that person over there. So keeping it only that simple. Again, that's what we would like to do. We definitely don't want to do different things. We only want to do the right things, however difficult it may be. And it is actually not complex. Finding the fund manager is not complex. Telling the clients is not complex. It is just that we have to do same thing day in and day out. In fact, one of the clients also was asking that 5 years back we met them, we told something, and now we met them, we tell the same thing. They said, like, you don't have anything else to offer, you're telling the same thing. We tell, yeah, that's what we do. It's simple. You have money,
Consistency.
put into businesses, business do well, you do well. As simple as that. Right. In between, you have lot of layers of different kind of instruments that may be bought in. But at the end of the day, it is simple, and our job is to do the things in a simple way. Just to add the final point, it's simple but not easy.
Right. So you're saying it's not magic, but it has to be curated well. Then it will become like magic, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and you have to, as you told, it's a repetition, it's a consistency.
Right.
Any product can, let's say, lottery also can come once. But can you repeat the lottery? The answer is no.
Right.
So anything you can do it once, you cannot do it again unless you have a process to do it. And we are trying to
hope
be
this
in
not
that.
applies to marriage, etc. So hope our wives are not watching this.
But I think some people also in that process of finding that process. Yeah.
Right. So gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I think we demystified the concept of PMS, and it has become a little less mysterious and more clear, I feel. So we will definitely be having many more such podcasts. We will bring in our founder, Mr. Venkat, one of these days. And of course, we'll probably speak to a couple of fund managers as well. So thank you so much for your time. It was an insightful.
Thanks for
Thank you so much.
Thank you for hosting.